Hey guys! So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about myself and my character and um, why I think that building strength right now is so important. And even if it's something that is not what you don't think is natural for you, why right now you have to kind of summon that. For me, I've never been someone that was going to rock the boat. I've always been super compliant. I have always been a rule follower, and well, on occasions. but for the most part, I've always been a rule follower. I never broke the law or anything. And I right over this past year, I have felt like there was a struggle there for me because a year ago I was very compliant. I would say I didn't argue with a lot of the stuff with the mandates at that time. I wasn't aggressive. I wasn't someone that would stand up really. And over time, the Lord has allowed me to develop strength in an area that I felt like I was very, very weak in. And what I had to actually realize was me coming forward and standing my ground is not me being rude. It's not me being unkind or hateful. That's not what that was, but for some reason I internalized it as if that's what I was being. And then finally the Lord kind of brought me around to realizing this is not the same. And when I started realizing that, all of this stuff, strength and courage started kind of flowing out of me in a completely different way. I started being more aggressive with what I would say in a place that would require me to wear one of those things on my face, or one of the things that actually would tick me off is if I would see it somewhere and they would say that you had 2 and up had to wear it. Children. And I was just not okay with that. And I would go up and I would actually talk to them about that and be way more vocal and way more aggressive, I suppose, about the situation than I ever would have been in my life. And it was a newfound strength that I had, and I'm still working on it. I still am working on it because some people are super intimidating for me to do that with. But what I started realizing was when I started to approach people, they were almost shocked by it, as if they hadn't really had that. So I started doing it more. I wasn't hateful, but I told them what I thought. I told them that this was absolute crap and they have no right to tell another human being what they can and cannot do with their body. And I don't know if it actually changed anything for anyone, but for me, it's just kind of built up into where over time, where I've felt stronger and less afraid. I don't know what is going to happen, but I know that there's going to be good at some point that comes out of all of this. And I've actually never really had fear over any of this right now. What I have worried about is my friends or my loved ones that have taken the jab. I have worried about that because really, oh my gosh, 10 years ago, if you would have if you would have taken everybody that I've known and put them all out in front of me, I would have said, this person never would have done this. This person never would have done this. This person's like one of the strongest people I know. They would never comply to this. This is crazy. And yet, now that I see the people that are all on my side, it's very, very small. And I never would have guessed that. And I never would have realized the power and the control that fear actually has over people. And nobody really, knows. Nobody knows how they're going to react. They can assume that this is how they're going to be, but you really, really don't know until you're in that situation. And I've always wanted to be braver. And I've always wanted to be more vocal. And that all of that has happened in a very, very short period of time for me. And I love it. I love it because I know that it's not something that is natural to me, but I know that the Lord has given me the strength to do it. And I know that if people ask for him for that he will do the same for them as well. And we've all been here, all been placed here for a specific reason. And so many of us don't realize how beautiful we are. We don't realize what amazing person that the Lord has created. We see all of the faults that we have, but we don't see it through God's eyes. And if you ask him to make you stronger, he will. If you ask him to make you less fearful, he will. He's such an amazing God, and he's so loving and kind to us. And right now, that's what we need. You don't need to bow down to this man or this piece of paper. The only thing that you ever need to bow down to is God, and that's it. Not to another human. God. That was my thoughts for the day. But I have had so much fun kind of rediscovering myself and who I am, because all of this stuff was very foreign to me. I didn't realize that I had it in me, but I think it was a long time coming for me, of different things that's happened in my life, different people that I've met along the way that have given me strength and shaped me. And the Lord has brought every single person into your life for a reason. Every single one. Sometimes they're only meant for you for that 5 to 10 minutes that you know them. And sometimes they're meant for a lifetime. But they all serve a purpose. You're both there to edify and one another and to teach each other things. But each person matters. And I as I have gotten older, I realized that I used to get really sad when I couldn't connect with some friends or something from my past, or, whatever. It just would seem like the connection wouldn't be there anymore. And then I felt like the Lord was telling me, it's okay. They were meant for that time of your life, and that was their purpose. Not right now. And if they are meant for right now, he'll bring them back. And I loved that clarity that he gave me, because it gave me so much freedom in that, because I felt sad that I felt that I had lost something. And then whenever he placed that on my heart, I realized I actually, what happened was I valued people more that came into my life. I knew that they were there more for a purpose than just by a coincidence, that the Lord had brought them to me or me to them. But ultimately, we were there for that moment in time to teach each other something. And we might not know at that time exactly what it is, but they're always meant for something. And it's more than what you think. So it might be so subtle that you have no idea. And I think that that's why we always need to be kind to one another and smile more, because you don't know who you're going to meet during the day. And maybe just talking to one person for 5 minutes, maybe the person behind the deli counter has had a really crappy day and they see you and you're happy and you're cheerful and you give them love that maybe they haven't had for a while. And maybe just doing that changes their whole day. But it was what, 5 minutes of your time? Everyone has a purpose that you meet. And sometimes there's a lot of things that can feel really bad that happens in our life. A lot of, well, it just feels like an evil presence, you know, like things aren't going right and you don't know why. And then all of a sudden the Lord is like, here. And he gives you this moment where that whole day, that whole week could be completely crappy. And he gifts you something that you just know is from him. In that moment, you just know that it's from him, and your whole attitude changes. And all of a sudden you feel light and happy again. And he's so good when he does that. And I love when that happens. He does that with me, with numbers, with people, with everything. But the thing is you have to pay attention. Because really, he's given you all these amazing gifts daily. But you have to have your eyes open to see them. Okay. It's really hot out here. And so I'm going to go in now. But that was my random thoughts for today. And I just want to encourage you guys to be stronger and allow the Lord to really guide you in what's going on in your life right now, and to find courage, because that's what needs to happen. People need to find their courage and to stand up for everything that's going on right now. And I know that it's heavy. It's a really hard time. But we have to find our inner warrior. All right. Bye.